Vela ShootOut.
Here we go.
Love that.
New Vela the old.
Do I introduce myself as well?
You will. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Right.
Do I look pretty? Thank you.
The Black Vela.
Welcome to Working Class Music. I'm one of your hosts, Jason.
I'm Tia.
And today we have one of our good friends joining us.
This is Shane.
This is sweet baby Shane.
Nice to meet you guys.
He gets the child booster seat.
Yeah, I do. I swear I'm taller than this.
You know, we're working with what we got, so.
Yeah, we're poor. That's why you subscribe to the Patreon and merch. But what we're doing today, we decided since PRS has come out with the updates to the S2 lineup, that we would pit the old against the new, because there are some noticeable difference, but I was wondering, are those differences worth it? So let's talk about the old, which is brought to us by Shane.
By your friends at the Shane Company.
Yeah. I'm not going to go so much into the specs. We're just going to talk about the pickups and the wiring, more so the pickups, because that's the biggest difference. So with this one, you have the Starla pickup in the bridge position, or position 1. It's a PRS design Starla pickup. It's the same one that I believe that can be found in the Starla S2 model and the SE model. This one is a DS Type 1. Shane, you tell us about this DS Type 1.
The DS Type 1 is kind of based on a kind of Telecaster pickup, or more like a TV Jones Stretch type pickup. So it was going to give you more of a grittier end on the high end, as well as just even having that kind of P90 look. It's not more like a P90 pickup at all. It's more closer to a Tele and like a Gretsch TV Jones. Very clean though, if you want to get some clean tones through it, but also if you get a little overdrive in there, you definitely will hear that high end pitch through. So,
okay, let's jump to the new. So yeah, in the position 1 or bridge position, we have the DS01. That is going to be, as it looks, a humbucker-like sound, great for punk rock and all of that good stuff. In the neck position, we have one of my favorite pickups, especially from Paul himself. If you watched our episode on the Special 22, you would be familiar with this pickup. It is the PRS Narrowfield pickup. It's not quite a humbucker, but it's not quite a single coil, and it's not quite a P90. It's its own thing. So it's very unique sounding, and definitely stands apart from other pickups. So with that out of the way, let's just jump to the sounds.
I'm sweaty. I'm a sweaty boy with these lights. All right, we're good.
Alright.
All right. All right, Shane, you're up.
Alright. You're on now.
Got it. I know, I got the same thing. I know. Yeah. I get it. I'm doing it. It sounds. Yeah, there's a little warm up. Let me warm up. Okay, am I good to go?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. that sounds very nice. Yeah, that's why I want to play it too, because it really gets every part, gets the high ends and the low ends. It did.
Lightning round, go.
All right, Shane. What the did you like about this guitar?
Oh, this one? Okay. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the previous Vela that was here, I owned that one for about a year and a half now, and I can say with playing this one, they play about the same, which is a good thing. PRS are always known for their build quality, and their build quality always been phenomenal, always straight out the box. That Vela, I was the first one to open it, and I just fell in love with it. The sound, I will say this one definitely has way more low end brightancy. Like you can hear that low end so well, and more transparency as well. The bridge pickup definitely has more transparency than my older model. This model sounds phenomenal. I can't get over about how it just picked up everything, especially the high ends for a humbucker. It doesn't sound like the low ends are too muddy, you know? It's not like killing all the noise or all the high ends, which is great. And yeah, I really do love that bridge pickup.
Yeah, to make my opinion pretty concise, I think that they're both excellent guitars. Like Shane said, PRS is known for consistently having basically top tier quality. Like, I don't think I've ever played like an American-made PRS that I haven't automatically just liked already. With that, their SE models are also great guitars that tend to punch above their weight. With that being said, back to these models, the differences between them are slight in the room, and if I'm being honest, in an audience, you might not hear the difference, but I'm a guitar player, which means I'm a picky little bitch. So I like to have the nicer, newer thing. The pickups sound really good. This was a great improvement. Even something as small as like the birds being added on instead of the dots, it's just like a nice little feature that just makes it feel like a higher end guitar. And I'm not even saying that this is a high end or low end guitar, because I mean it's still 18 around that ballpark. Well, that's not nothing. That's not nothing. You know, it's a good chunk of change if I'm being honest. But with that being said, I do like that PRS has moved the core pickups into these guitars and that they've given you the birds. If you're like me and you're pretty utilitarian, this is the way to go. I wanted satin because I'm not saying I'm afraid of gloss. It chips, it cracks, I don't like the way it ages. Satin, I can beat it up and not feel bad about it. It's a guitar, it's a tool, it will get worn, it will get used. I'm gonna beat it up. Not intentionally, but it will happen, you know? That's just how these things go. So with that being said, I like the upgrades. If you can afford it, look out for one. If not, look on the used market. There are always used guitars out there.
The one thing I always like, I notice a lot of PRSs have these, but these tuning knobs are one of the best I ever played with for swelling. If you ever do swell, makes it super easy for you to just turn it up and turn it low, even with your pinky, just a slide of it.
I actually did have to do a retake on mine because I kept bumping the volume knob, which I know people complain and say that Strats normally, like their hands run into Strats. I've never had that issue, and playing yours and mine, I do that constantly. I want to do that last one more time, just because I accidentally rolled down the volume halfway through. So, neck. So maybe my hands are stupid, and they just need to learn how to stay out of the way.
You've got stupid fingers.
It's true. It's the doctors diagnosed them. But yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like it's a great guitar for the money. If you can pick up one used, go for that. If you are like me and you prefer the birds.
Do they have the newer model in a hollow version yet?
Yes, they do.
They do?
They upgraded the entire line.
Yep.
Wow.
So I've had this for about a couple days now. I was over the moon about the original one. I thought that was one of the best guitars ever. We do have a video for that, so go back and watch that. The new improvements, do I think they're worth the price increase? Yes. I will say at the $1,700-$1,800 price point, this is one of the first in few American guitars that I feel wholeheartedly is worth the money. The improvements that PRS made in terms of the American wiring and the pickups themselves, top notch. They're different. I'm not going to say this is the new pickups are better in a certain sense.
Do you like these more than the previous version?
Yes. I've had both models for a good amount of time to form an opinion on them. And I will say I do somewhat miss the telly twang of the neck pickup on the other one. However, that narrow field makes up for it in spades. It is nice and chunky.
I feel like I got it pretty twangy. I feel like it was definitely still there.
No, it's there.
It's not as present.
It's not as present as all. I've been playing my other Vela for a very long time, and that what I noticed with this one as well is that the high end, it's there, but you know, it's not pinging. Like, you don't hear it. You don't hear, like, with other tellies, you know it's twangy. Those pickups are supposed to be twangy. Like, you're supposed to hear that high end.
I will add this with the DSO-1, especially split. It reminds me of the old 70s Starcasters with the Cuneife pickups. Oh, wow. But it reminds me of Paul's own take on it without the Cuneife. Yeah, so that's where my mind went. I am befuddled at how good this guitar is, and I do think the price increase is worth it. This is one of those things where we've discussed in the past with guitar prices going up. This is one where it is justified. I wholeheartedly recommend the S2s. I do think the Vela is one of the most underrated offset guitars ever.
Agreed.
Like, I don't understand why we don't see more of these on stage or anything. I think the S2 line in general, it fits most musicians that are more in that indie, like shoegaze, like type of crowd.
With the resurgence of like new metal and like dad rock, for a better word, do you feel like we're gonna see a PRS resurgence? Because I feel like we potentially could.
I think we already have, and that was ushered in by John Mayer with the Silver Sky.
Definitely. Sorry not to cut you off, because I do agree.
I think John Mayer ushered that in. He's opened PRS up to a different demographic.
He's normalized it for a younger crowd.
Yes.
Because like a lot of Gen Z and even Gen Alpha, like John Mayer is still like a notable player.
Yeah.
You know, people can have their opinions about him, but like he's bridging the gap for the guitar world.
And I think the S2 line in general, like, I think they're phenomenal, and I think aesthetically they just fit that indie, like, whereas we associate the core models with new metal, for lack of a better term, I can see this being associated with more like the indie rock crowd, like King Cruel and Tame Impala and stuff like that. Like, for me, that's where I feel like the S2 can be geared towards, and I would like to see more musicians play.
So you're saying I should make a band?
Yeah,
okay,
there you
I
go.
heard.
So,
Shane, do you want to start a band?
Oh, always.
So, with that said, it is closing time around these parts. We've rambled on enough. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Become a patron if you've not already.
Shane, do you have anything to plug?
Nah, they're just
Down in the comments below, we want you to comment, growing up, who was the first guitar player you associated with PRS?
Speaking of PRS, Tia, you want to tell us about it?
Oh,
PRS?
this little guy over here, that's coming up later on. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, subscribe. Be sure to have your notifications on, because this shit is dope. It's coming up next.
You guys have a nice one, okay?
Y'all
Enjoy
take care
life.
now.
Laters.
Adios.
I really love this guitar, man. No bullshit. Like, god damn.
Are you split?
I'm split.
Okay.
I'm splitting, man. I'm split. I made sure I'm taking.
You're scaring the boy.